Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo. Yaho. How are we all doing? It's been a while. I'm sorry it's been a little bit touch and go recently. We've missed, what was it, 2 or 3 streams? I guess it was only 2, right? What were we doing last stream? Was it, I think we were working on the Nausicaa key block, right? Just everyone had a good Christmas. Yeah, I hope everyone had a lovely winter break and are still enjoying your winter break. My last day of work is today, and then I'm on holiday until the 3rd. Although we've got lots of work to catch up on, so but I will be taking a small trip. We can talk about that a little later. How is everyone doing? Right. So today we are going to be working on the Nausicaa blocks. We finished the key block last time. Let me switch over to the other screen. Oh, it's looking a bit blown up. I fixed all this recently. It was looking really good. and not washed out at all. Why is it suddenly gone like this? I think it's the dark, actually. So anyway, last time we did the key block, and we printed out oh my goodness. It's the white balance. Okay. We're in a new studio. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And so we're still figuring everything out. The lighting's a little bit off in here at the moment. But we did this last time. Wait, I think we took a last stream, right? Congratulations on the new studio. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of work. Wow, wow, wow. Subs. I think we had one before, right? Right. Wheelchair Willie, thank you. Hello from cold Toronto. Thank you for the sub. Kismere, thank you so much. 4 months. Wow, wow, wow. When did we start streaming? Was it the end of April? Glad to see you back. Thank you. It's good to be back, actually. I felt really on edge about getting here. We've got to change that automatic white balance. I'm sorry. That's really annoying. Anyway, we did that last stream. And then yesterday, I got all the color separations ready so that we could just get into some streaming today. A little bit of an update on the cameras as well, because I've moved my table further back. I used to be right up against the window, and now I'm in the center of the room, basically. So I have lots of space behind, so my camera can be much further. Wow, 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 everyone's subscribing. Thank you. Flyfish and Citrong, thank you so much. I guess these are all the sub renewals that got done off stream, right? Burnt retinas, yeah. We will change the white balance. We'll set it to manual later. I think once we're just on one block, it'll be fine. It's just changing between things. Anyway, so I got 3 of these done. And because I am further away, we can use my large lens now. Let's get this in the right place. And look at this. The magic of zoom. Incredible, incredible. We can zoom again. It is a little bit far to be touching the monitor, the lens. But guess I've been going for 8 months. Does that mean you signed up right at the beginning? Papa San too, thank you so much. Do you get a watch stream streak if I don't stream? I guess you do. How many blocks in this print? So I got a key block, and then I've got 6 colors. We've got this one, and this one. The actual warrior here, he has quite a lot of layers. Maybe it's a little bit overkill, but I wanted to try doing some type of watercolory style finish. Everything else is quite tight registration, but on here there's a little bit of overlap and a little bit of mixing with different colors. Yeah, you can see that there's 3 separate sort of patterns. I wanted to make it look old, like the forest has taken it. So we'll be doing some of these today. I'm not sure where to start. The clouds have a couple, and then we've got that sky. So we'll be working one of these today. I guess we should start with the easiest one. We'll fly through this one quick, and then we can move on to something a little bit more fun, just while I'm getting settled in. And big news as well, this is another big one, because of the setup. I now have the ability to type. I can reply in chat without using my phone. I bought myself a wireless keyboard, a little screen protector on it. Incredible, right? We're moving up in the world. It only took me 8 months to have the functionality of typing into chat. So we've got that. I'm still waiting for a computer app. I'm not sure the best way to show you around the studio. A little bit later, we can do a little tour, but I've got the setup kind of nice at the moment. And so I want to leave it like this for a little bit. And then at the end of the stream, I can detach the camera and we can have a little look around the the whole studio. Citron, thank you so much for the gift. Arigato. Wow, wow, wow. What will they think of next? Yeah, it's incredible. Technology nowadays, it's wild. Let's put this here. Let's zoom in. I can't touch the screen to autofocus though. I think that should be about right. Are we in focus? Does that work? We are going to have to figure that out. Mendark, thank you so much. Wow, wow, wow. You guys, just chill, chill, chill. We're just at the start of the stream. Arigato, mina. Let's just put a big one out to everyone. Arigato gozaimasu.
とてもサンキュー。
I'm trying to get a kitty hype emote. Hype train level 2. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. What else? Today's stream, we're also going to talk about printing because that's the main reason for this new studio setup. It's all for the cause of printing. Pro streamer now. So I got a wireless keyboard. Is the audio levels and stuff good? It looks like I might be peaking a little bit, so I'll turn it down. Is that okay? Maybe too low. In the middle? I think that's okay. And all good. Let's just check the Citron, thank you so much. I really hope that you get that kitty emote. Arigato, Citron. I need a knife. I'm yet to fix my, I bought new tools. So I have my little box here. And all the new tools are going here. I've got foam inserts to sort them all out, but they're going to become quite a bit thinner. So I don't want to do all the foam inserts and stuff like that just yet. I'm really enjoying all my tansu. I actually I indulged in a couple new little chests, but more on that later. You gotta go. No worries, DH. Have a lovely holiday. We'll catch you next time in the new year, I guess. This will be my last stream of the year. Okay. I think the camera looks good, right? I tell you what though, just before I get started, I gotta stretch my hand out. I'm struggling a little bit. All my muscles, my hands in particular, are really, really, really sore from all the construction. I don't have any clamps or any working table, so most of it was done like stacked on other pieces of wood using a foot and my hands to clamp the wood, and so I've really stressed both my hands and my back and my legs. The antique chests, yeah. I really love them. Let's get carving. It's been a while for me actually. Since the last stream, I guess. Oh no, that's a lie. Yesterday I did just some very minor touch-ups to a couple of these cloudy bits. There was a couple of little sharp edges that I wanted to smooth off a little bit. And you can see that these creases here, this is because I used the hanshitagami. Usually I use what's called awazeshi gampi. But this time I used the hanshitagami. I got a few sheets of to test. And there's a bunch of this type of stuff. It works really good, but I'm not a fan of it. It's not as good as the awazeshi. Did we already get the workshop tour? No. I did a little thing on Patreon where I did a bit of a deep dive into all my past workspaces. But I haven't. I'll do the tour at the end. How are we looking? I want to be here. Give me a second to adjust the camera. Finally, some carving. Yeah. That might be a bit much. Sorry for the shaky cam. Let's go. I've dilly-dallied and delayed enough. And it's sore. Careful with your hands once they go bad. Yeah. I've been really, really careful with them. But I really didn't have much of a choice. You know, I did the designs intending for it to be, God, I'm a little bit off. I did these designs intending for it to be made by a renovation company. And we got a quote back. And I'd expected something, you know, along the lines of 5 million, something like that. This is all yen. And it came back as 15. And at that point, I just sort of zoned out. And I resigned myself that even if we were going to get some sort of renovation done on the rest of the house, like we do need the kitchen and bathroom done because they're a little bit decrepit at the moment. But even if we do get the kitchen and bathroom done, I'm not going to be able to afford the renovation company to do this because it's all custom and it's all, you know, for me to do it, it's material costs and a week off work. But for me to get it done professionally, it's carpenter fees and they're not cheap. 1 or 2 days in the gym and you'll be right as rain. I think actually what I need is a spa day, not a gym day. So yeah, I decided I'd do it, and it all happened really quickly on sort of a whim. I just finished the work for Asuka Sensei, and then Wednesday night, I think I was talking to my wife. I was going, I think since it's not going to be possible to do the renovation, that maybe I should just start. And then she went to work the next day, and I got the pen and paper out and started making a cut list and taking everything out the studio. And I guess I'm one of these people that, you know, once you get an idea, like a dog with a bone, go. This is some rather last minute news card. It is. I sent out a thing to my Patreon members a little while ago that because of the work I was doing for Asuka Sensei and everything that was going on back then, I was really, really slammed for work for about 3 months. So I sent them the thing that I wasn't going to be able to get it sent out in time. And I asked if I could send it out at the end of, end of January instead. And so it gave me a little bit of breathing space. And then with that new schedule sort of set, I then had like a little bit of free time. Mokankan work for me at the moment is all sort of non-deadline stuff. And so I was able to just take a week off because I've been setting up all the printing stuff, going to pigment shops and brush shops and talking to the printers upstairs in Mokankan. And so yeah, on the whim I started. And so you all didn't get much forewarning, but hopefully it'll be worth it when I can type in chat and stuff. Let's see what people are saying in chat. I think I missed a bunch. I got a quote for a replacement valve on a car gasket and for my card for 700 quid, and I fixed it myself for 700. Yeah, very similar situation. I haven't actually costed everything. I went there about 3 or 4 times for wood, and it cost around 20,000 each time I went. So between 60 and 80,000 yen. I don't know what that is in. It's a lot of wood actually. The framing, because they didn't have any 2.4mm ply, the amount of framing I had to do below was actually a lot more than I expected. Just so I think the floor doesn't start to sag over time. And then there's also a lot of ply in here. There's a lot of ply. All the shelves up there, the door, the floor, the desk is all ply. My carver's bench is all ply. That's a sheet and a half of ply. And then once it was all done, I hand waxed everything. If anyone here has done any finishing, I absolutely hate finishing. 60k yen is about 385. That seems a little high. Let me do a quick calculation. That's also with all the screws, and I think it's including some. It's not just wood, it's like some containers and stuff as well. It's USD. 380, yeah. Okay. The weight of that stuff adds up, but yeah. This knife's a little bit pointy for the work I'm doing today. Let me get a less acute angle. Got to put my kids to bed. We'll see you next year. Thank you. Thank you so much, Spooky. Got to dip out. Nearly 1 a.m. here. We'll catch you again. Yeah, we'll catch you in the New Year's. Thank you for showing up. Thank you. Ooh, where was I? Is that Pikachu? No, it's not. It's a warrior from the Nausicaa universe. This music's a bit full on at the minute. These color blocks, most of them should go kind of quick. You can see we're nearly already done with this one. So it's not going to take very long to get this block set done. Can you see that hard piece of wood coming through there? Oh, we're a little bit off. So yeah, we should be finished with this block set kind of quickly. Are we done? I think we're done. We're done. Okay. Just move to the back then. So this is quite a light colour. This is creating some depth on the shadow, on the cloud, and just some texture on the warrior skull. Most of it won't be very visible. It's just helping to thicken some of the colours and create a little bit of texture. We've also got a bunch of printing tools to look at. I think we might space it out though, instead of just doing everything in this stream. We can choose some of the items to go through. Maybe we can look at brushes today. I bought myself a set of hake, marubake, and some of the long ones as well. So we can look at them a little bit later. Remind me to show you some stuff. Let's get some work done though. Is the zoom level good? Should we go in? Should we go out? I think we're okay, aren't we? Obviously, Christmas is not a really big thing here. It's just a normal working day in Japan. But I did make a really nice Christmas dinner. Because ovens are not a standard product here in Japan, I made steak. No KFC. No, we don't do that. KFC is quite mad. Yeah, it's alright if you're out and about going around, like in town around Christmas, and you go into like a little Christmas market or something. Okay, sure, we'll do some KFC. But I'm not eating that for dinner on Christmas. I had something a lot more fancy. I made... Lighting is nice, audio is nice, good. I got a really nice piece of meat, piece of steak. It's not Wagyu, but if you think of Wagyu, you see all that marbling. It's like, it is very, very similar to that. The meat is called, well, the cut of meat is called, I think, zaku. And I don't know what that would be in English. But I believe it's some sort of like small portion around the arse of a cow. And apparently you don't get much of it, but it's incredibly tender. Anyway, it was the most marbled piece of steak I've ever like cooked myself. And it was thick. It was I don't know. Yeah, it was about a rectangle, like a log, about 7 by 7 by maybe 16. Really, really, really thick. It should have probably been cut into two, but I wanted to give it a go. And it was the best steak I've ever cooked. I did it in a cast iron. And I made a creamy peppercorn sauce with I like my spices. I like to make curry and stuff. So I got some nice peppercorns, like a bunch of different types. And so I made like a 3 peppercorn creamy peppercorn sauce. To be fair, it didn't need a rich sauce to go with that steak. The steak was like quite pricey. And then some mash and stuff. It's not the most traditional Christmas dinner, but we don't really do turkey and stuff in my house back in Wales. So it was really good though. That was my Christmas. It was just a dinner at night. Santa came for my son. So we opened that in the morning. He doesn't really fully get the concept of it. He knows who Santa is, but he doesn't really understand yet that what his relation is to the presents, I don't think. It was really good. It was really good. Not to toot my own horn, but kind of surprised you made a curry with it. I didn't make a curry with the Wagyu. I just have some nice spices. Can you all tell I'm rusty, that I haven't carved in a week? Teriyaki steak. It was better than teriyaki steak. It was handmade sauce at least. Steak for Christmas is the way to go. I think that's the way. Because it's not. I don't know about how it's like in America, but we very rarely have beef here, just because it's so expensive. And I think Christmas is all about treating yourself and making some luxurious decisions with your food. It's expensive anyway, yeah. My son's also done with school for the year. So maybe you heard him a little bit earlier. He's upstairs with his grandmother at the moment. I told you before, but we live in like it's the same building, two separate floors, two distinct houses. So he's with his grandmother upstairs at the moment. Me and my wife finished work today, like I said. So we're both doing half days. She did a half day yesterday. Grandmother looked after him in the morning, and then she came home around lunchtime, or like around 1:32. Then I'll be taking over just a little bit after stream. What's the kid's first words? I don't know what his first word was, you know. His favourite one is probably moon or digger. It's really cool, you know. I can just talk to him, like explain things. I just talk to him like he's an adult. And he understands so much of what we say. Like he just gets it. And yesterday, there's a term in Japanese, it's called oyabaka, where you're like, oya is parent, baka is stupid. So stupid parent, like you're just like, my child is the best. This is so great. Is my kid great? Oyabaka. I feel a little bit like that, but he is fantastic. Yesterday, he's 1.5, almost exactly 1.5. And yesterday he rode his bike to the park and back all by himself. It's pretty cool. I assume the kid has seen Dave. Yeah, there's a picture on the Mokohankan Instagram, I think, back when he was a baby. We don't really post pictures of him now, but it was okay when he was a baby. I feel my hand loosening up a bit. Maybe what I needed was not rest, but to actually get back to work. Move the hand a little bit more. Did he just dip and go to the park? No, he's 1.5. He cycled to the park by himself. They start being quite independent very young in Japan, but he's not quite at the point where we just like, okay, go careful of the cars when you're playing outside on your bike. No, he went with his mum, obviously. Hopefully he'll do the shopping on the way back, yeah. Well, I guess in a year. We'll give him till 2.5. When he can pop to Shinjuku and pick me up some supplies. I've watched some shows where they send their Japanese tots to on a task to go buy stuff at a local mart at a ridiculously young age. Yeah, they ride the trains by themselves to go to like elementary school really young. Guess around 5, everyone walks to school by themselves and stuff like that. So right after finishing the construction on my studio, what did we do on Saturday? Oh, we went antique shopping. I went to look for a couple new boxes. We went to Kawagoe. It's only like half an hour in the car to go to Kawagoe. So we went there, and there's a few antique shops around there. And I did pick up 2 new ones. This one to the side here is a new one. The others I had. And there's one in the cupboard that's a new one as well. And then on Sunday, did like a massive end of year cleaning and completely rearranged and reorganized the whole living room. It's been a lot. Reorganizing and like moving everything out of boxes. It just looks so bad until it doesn't, and it starts to look good again. You know, you think, what have I done? Whenever you start like a big cleaning project like that, you take everything out and the house is more of a mess than when you started. It's a little bit depressing until it's all done. I really enjoy the like setting a new space though. You get a fresh feeling when your environment changes a little bit. I've lost track of the conversation a little bit there. When men are men and sheep are scared. Don't worry about me. Enjoy yourselves. Have I shown the actual image yet? I'm sure most of you are returning viewers and you've seen it. Just if there's anyone new else in here, this is the image we're working on. And yeah, I saw a question earlier. Is this for a Patreon? This is for my Patreon New Year's card. A little late. The little pink dot here that isn't outlined. I'm guessing, because what I did this time actually, because the registration is not critical, instead of tracing everything with a pen first, I just went in with a brush. I put it on a light table, but I didn't pay too much attention to the taste and flick of everything. I just sort of painted it on. And then I outlined stuff to make it a little bit more clear. I have a little pack here. You can find this one. This is one making the clouds. And yet that is a dot under there. Did anyone get any noteworthy goodies for Christmas? I mentioned that I got my wife what she wanted for Christmas. She wanted a new fancy rice cooker. And she got a fancy rice cooker, but I still felt quite guilty about that. So I ended up getting her another small gift as well. She was very happy with the rice cooker, just for the record. It does feel like a little bit of a lame gift, though. Sister sent a box of yummy chocolates, nice. Small gift was a packet of rice. Someday it will be a casserole dish. No, she got a nice new coffee cup that she's... I have a really nice coffee cup that I've been using for years. And I said I'd get one for a long time, and I just never got around to it. I think it's because it's an Australian brand. It's a little bit tricky to get. But I ordered one and it came in time, so. You won 500 quid on a £10 scratch card. Wow. That's great. Congratulations. It is a Christmas miracle. What are you going to spend it on? I have to say, I'm not a big gambler, but I do love a scratch card, you know. You know, if you're going through your jeans, you're about to do a little wash for your laundry, and you find like an extra £5 note or $5 note, whatever it was. Just, it's free money, isn't it? Just chance to be a fine thing. I do enjoy a scratch card. And then you get your money back and you keep rolling it. And you eventually lose everything, but it's good fun. I don't do it in Japan though. I used to do it every now and again in the UK. Stash some investment. See in the States someone won a 1.8 billion with a B lotto on Christmas Eve. Nah. This year for Christmas, all your worries are gone. This year for Christmas, the gift is you never have to do anything ever again. It seems absurd. Yeah, 1.8 billion is ridiculous. Anything with a B in front of it. Billion's mad. At least Taran's free from his Visa Rose arc. Yeah, this new arc, the 2026 arc, is going to be a lot less dour than the last couple months of 2025. Things got a little bit gloomy at the end there, but fresh start. I feel invigorated, refreshed. I can get back on top of my Patreon. That was really bothering me, you know. I just had no hours in the day to. I'd been really consistent all year, like every week or 2 weeks, doing like an interesting story. I'd been doing stickers. It's like I was really on top of my Patreon, and then the last 3 months were just like I couldn't do anything for love nor money. I just couldn't get anything done, and I'm like on it again. I did like some photo shoots yesterday. I wrote a nice little story. I like doing the Patreon stuff. I guess it's just like that sometimes. But I'm glad to be able to do it again. And I got a couple of the new sticker designs done. There is still one sticker left to do. There's a bonus sticker going up this year. And on that topic, the bonus sticker is sort of related. The bonus sticker is going to be, I don't want to give it away, but it is a little bit Nausicaa themed. It's themed after the end scene of this movie. So that's probably giving too much, actually. And when I was at Mokahankan, I picked up some bamboo sheaths. I haven't really done any barren tying because I'm a carver and it hasn't been a thing. And I just wanted to, like, when I do something, I focus on that, and I guess that sort of focus has meant that I got pretty good at this. But there's a lot of stuff towards the printing side that I haven't really done much of. I think I tied one barren before, but I haven't really done it since. Anyway, I want to learn to tie barrens, and I want to learn to do it well. And so I've got a stack. You can't see it. I'll show you a little bit later. There's a stack, a whole thing of bamboo sheaths. They're a little bit, like the ribs on them are a little bit hard, and apparently they're really, really prone to splitting. And so Ayumi-san doesn't want to use them anymore. And they were basically on the way out. They're just being kept there for training. So I said, can I take them home then? And so I decided to do a barren tying 30-day challenge. And I made, the sticker is sort of themed after that, a 30-day barren tying challenge. To anyone else out there, maybe mid-January start. You can do it anytime. And if you do it, I'll send you a little sticker that says 30-day barren tying challenge. You've got I'm going to write all this up, obviously. You collect 30 pictures of a barren you've tied 30 times. It doesn't have to be in sequence, but I'll be doing mine one after the other. But if at any point during the year you can tie 30 barrens and you send me a picture, then I will send you one of those stickers. The Patreon members will get it in advance, but I'm putting it as an open offer to anyone who wants to improve their barren tying skills. So I'm going to be tying a barren one a day in January. Well, sort of mid-January, I guess. So not one picture sent 30 times. No. I want one photo. I don't want a whole file of photos. I want one photo with all the pictures combined. And I will be looking to see variations because none of you are that good out there that you can do a perfect barren that looks the same every time. The lighting the same. One barren from 30 different angles. You can try and get it past me. I'm going to call you out. we work on an honor system here. I don't have that many skins. Place an order. You don't need to have good skins. You're going to be cutting them off. You don't need the nice shirodake or the... Not shirodake, it's maidake. So the cover is maidake. You don't need fancy ones. This is just to practice the technique of doing it. So they're actually not that expensive. You can get them on Amazon, I think, or even in the US. You don't need the proper maidake picked at the right season and stuff. You just need some bamboo skins. I'll be doing a more detailed explanation. I think a typical pack comes with about 30, 40 inside. Or is it 20? Get yourself 2 packs. I probably won't announce it until like mid-February, like make the official announcement. I'm just telling you guys in advance. I will finish my challenge and use my picture as an example. And I don't think it'll bankrupt me sending out free stickers to people because I don't think many people are actually going to do it. But for the ones who do, can't forget this one as well. There's one little bit over here. Let's do that now. If I move my yard, the sheets would cover the barrens the size of a bottle cap. I might count it, you know, that might be okay. You don't even need the barren to be able to do the challenge. You could just cut a piece of cardboard. A finger barren. You could have one on each finger. If you get a bunch of little miniature pens, miniature figurines and stuff, you could do like a little miniature set, put your tiny little coin size baron in the middle. No one will know the difference. Yeah. What time are we on now? Let me do a little bit more carving and then I can show you some of the new printing things. Can you really get them on Amazon in large packs like that? Ooh, I don't know in the US. I know you can get them for really cheap on Amazon in Japan. I just figured they must be. They don't have to be like woodblock specific things. The ones that we actually use, I think it's shirodake is what's inside the coil, and then it's matsudake, maidake kana. That's the one that we use to cover, and they like nice ones can be a little bit more expensive than just the whatever bamboo sheaths, but you can get them. What should you search for? Bamboo sheaths. I got these ones when I was first starting. These are the big ones I'm using now, but you don't need these big ones to just start with. Where did I put the little ones? I think these are like 200 yen maybe, these ones. And they came all folded up like this. And for practicing, they're completely fine. I think these were about 200 yen, you know. So they can't be £6 for one sheet in America. That's crazy. Although I have no experience of living there, so I can't. I'm going to use these ones for... Yeah, the stems on these are much too rough. Not the stems, what do you call them? The striations. These are really, really quite deep ones. But I'll use these. I've got to make some hakobi. I've got a couple, but I need to make some more for my printing. What should we search for? Bamboo sheaths? Bamboo skins? They are expensive in the US and not really useful. That sucks. Maybe next time someone's coming here, you can all like pool and get them all taken back with you in one of your suitcases. I found on Amazon 11 genuine bamboo skins, 5 pieces. That seems expensive. Sheets come up with beddings here. Bamboo husks. Not sheets, sheaths. Yeah, I think so. Unlucky, unlucky. I tell you what I'll do. I will have a look online. If I can see some cheap ones where you can just like, where it's a bigger pack than 5, that's not great. But for around that, they seem similar to maize husks used in tamales. Maize husks. Would that work? They might be a bit thick. I can't. That's an interesting suggestion though. Find your local versions because they don't need to be printable. You just need to. They need to be thin enough so you can practice. I guess my feeling is they're probably a little bit thick. Although I don't have much experience with tamales. Good suggestion, though. I like it, thinking outside the box. Anyway, more information will come a little bit later on for that little thing. Didn't Dave show the rubbing process? Yeah, it doesn't completely eliminate the ridges on the bamboo skin though. You do rub it from the back to soften them, but you want to select skins based on the type of baron you're going to be using. If you've got a very flat, like this is my my Jizumi Baron. This is the one I use for key blocks. And you don't want the grooves too big on them. You want them a little bit soft, a little bit shallower. So they are rubbed from the back, but you can see if I hit the light on it, you probably will see that the ridges are still quite pronounced. But on something, hmm, this is a Murasaki Baron. You can see that this one needs retying. It's worn out a little bit here. But the ridges, you can't really see the difference, I guess. The ridges are a little bit stronger on this one than they are on this one. So you sort of pick the sheath you want for the type of work. The coarser barons you want to choose a skin that's maybe a little bit coarser as well. Mostly because you want the nice smooth skins for the flat barons. Nice shiny rock. Yeah, I don't have a rock. I have some scissors. A spoon, is that what you use, KP? A spoon seems like it'd be very tiring on the fingers, pressing on the back of a spoon like that. Oh, someone's reading. Who have we got? Farah Academy. Welcome in. Hello, hello. What were you guys working on? Welcome in, Raiders. What were you working on, Farah? Were you doing making and crafting as well? For Raiders who have just come in, maybe short aisetsu. My name is Taran Casey. I'm a Japanese woodblock printmaker. Martial arts training, we also do glass blowing as well. We were doing some martial arts and yoga, finishing a nice meditation session at the end. Fantastic. That's a hell of a combination. Martial arts, yoga, and glass blowing. How did those come about? And you stream them all? The setup for glass blowing must be it must be a very different studio to the one you do your yoga in. Ah, you do fire shows and stuff. Wow, wow, wow. With poi and devil sticks and stuff. I used to do a bit of devil sticking myself, back in the day when I used to go to little hippie music festivals. Well, welcome in. Welcome in. We make Japanese woodblock prints here. And usually it's pretty peaceful here. So you've just come off a meditation session. Perhaps the vibes will be okay. We've bought some new tools and we're just about to do a little bit of a show and tell now. I think we've come to a nice place to stop. And then we're going to do the new studio tour. Let's look at some barons. Zoom out. So these are the blocks. There's one block for each color. And there's a few of them. They work sort of like stamps. And this is the one that made all the lines on it. Anyway, we'll put them aside for a little bit. And I can show you some of the stuff we've got new here. Let's start with some brushes. I haven't made a brush rack yet. Oh, God, the white balance stuff is driving me nuts. Okay, let's start with these ones. So I got 5 of these marubake. What's the name of the shop? Ah, I forgot it. Matsu Nantoka. Matsu. Chotomate. I have a list on my Google Maps. Or Ah, I'm on the wrong account. Okay, give me a second. I was on the wrong account. Come on. Hanger supplies. Here we go. Kia and Chotomate. Miyagawa. Thank you. Someone has already got it. Real Chicken Meister, you're on it. Thank you. I knew it started with them, but they've got a new logo. They never used to do these. This is probably in the last couple of years. But I got these brushes. They're a little bit, what would I say? They're a little bit soft. A little bit soft. But I think they'll work fine. So we've got 5 of these. The reason I got 5 is because I want to split them into separate colours. We don't want to mix yellow with blue, for instance. Otherwise we'll end up with muddy green pigments. So I've got 1 for black. I do need a smaller brush. I have a couple of my old brushes. You've seen these ones before. These are antique ones that I got from Asuka Sensei. Old printers left them and then I bought them secondhand. This is one of the 2 I already had. These are bigger ones. This is the standard size you see used for all Orban prints. And then for the postcard stuff, camera being blurred out is driving me nuts. Let me just that should fix the white balance issues. No, not enough. Anyway, so I've got 5 of these. 1 for black, 1 for blue, 1 for reds, 1 for yellows, and then I do have an extra one for green. Although you don't always, you can, if you're getting your own brushes, you can get away with just using the blue for the greens. But I was buying them, so I decided just to get the whole set. So that's those, and then I've got exactly the same in a slightly smaller size. These are really useful to do small gradations and stuff like that. There are times when you need a smaller brush. How much do they all cost? We'll get to that at the end. I nearly had a heart attack. I costed it in my head. You can put your guesses in and I'll tell you at the end of the brush segment how much it all cost. It's quite a lot. It's more than my Corbo. It's more than the entire renovation I did here. These ones are a little bit firmer, but I think that's probably just because the bristles are shorter. Yeah. I think it's probably the same. It feels softer. This one's really soft. Anyway, they're nice. The issue with them being soft is it takes a long time to spread the pigments. It means you get a really nice finish on the block. You can get a really smooth pass, get rid of all them bristles and all them striations. But moving the pigment around the block can take a bit of time. But we got them. And then I have 2 larger ones as well. These are also from that shop, but these are slightly older ones. These I've got from Mokankan. This is their old seals. So that's that. Those are the first brushes. And these are all Marubake round brushes. So we've got 4 large ones, 5 small, 5 medium. And then if I go into one of my cancers here, I also got some of these brushes as well. There are often small areas where you need to just do little sections, blush on cheeks and stuff like that, or like on this past series for the Atelier, you need to do a little bit for the dakkan, the seal in the bottom. So you need these ones. And also little gradations and stuff like that. So I got, I don't need as many of these. I got a little 3 of the slightly larger size. These are 8. The size is 8. Hakko. And then these are 5. The size is 5. And these are 3s, I think. Yeah. I got red, green, blue. No, red, yellow, blue. And then reds and a blue for these ones. And same again, reds and blues. So the ones I don't use very often, I've got less of the selection. I can just clean them more thoroughly. So those are the brushes. How much? Someone says Hachima, Jima. They cost 74, I think, 74,000. And yeah, I'd calculated everything in my head. Like I have an old, is it up there still? No, I have an old Wood Like Matsumura book, and I think they Wood Like Matsumura are supplying from Miyagawa. Is it Miyagawa? Yeah, already forgot the name. And I looked through them, but all the prices are all the prices have been like up and renewed, and they got new seals and stuff. But yeah, the prices have gone up significantly. So I thought it'd be maybe around 50, 45, and that was like a stretch. And so I was in the shop picking out all these brushes, and I think, should I get some big ones as well? Yeah, it's not wild for a pile of handmade brushes that'll last many years. That's true. It's considering how long they'll last me, because I'll be looking after them. The only thing about them is that I asked the lady if she finished them on shark skin. Traditionally, they're finished on shark skin, but she said she's switched to finishing them on sandpaper, which means that I will have to be redressing all the brushes before I'll make my New Year's print with them as is, but I will be redressing them all before I'm doing other work with them. The thing with the sandpaper is the sandpaper just tends to tear the bristles at the end, but what we want is actually to split them nicely, so you get much softer tips if you are doing it with the shark skin, because in the shark skin there's these little hooks, and it tends to catch and then pull nice straight lines. Sandpaper is a lot more jagged. The sharks released after. No, they are mostly, they're not making, well, the people who I know who have them for doing, they're all like passed down from their masters. They're not usually something you need to buy new. Cat's tongues might work as well, otherwise you might need to detongue a fair few number of cats to get a large enough working surface area. Jesus. What else are we going to show you? Should we do a little bit of a studio tour? I just made a mess now though. I'll put my papers on the table. Let me release this camera. My cat has been unwilling. Let me show you the studio a little bit. So this is the main wall. The idea here is I want to collect some more of these. And you didn't see me do it today because I haven't done these chisels. I haven't prepared them yet. But they will eventually be going to the side here. So when I'm carving, I pull this box out and it goes to the side of my desk here. Pull this down. So the idea is when I'm carving here, and then I can put my coffee cup on top. Inside this box I have all my ireki tools. These are all little pieces of wood that I use if I need to do inlays. Let's switch the view actually. So in this box I have all my ireki stuff. I have my hanko, some stones. This has been organised for a long time. And then underneath I'll have my main carving chisels. And at the bottom will be all my large chisels. And like I said, I got some tool foam to sort out this whole thing. It's going to take a little while. So that would be the carving station. I've got all my sharpening stones here. This one doesn't have a purpose yet, but it is sticker drawers. It's housing my hammers on top, and this is all my Patreon stickers. I'm gonna separate them a little bit better. This is pens and glues and stuff like that. We've got our nickel poster paint. This is for doing the colour separations. Some Yamato Nori. Our pens are in here. I have quite a collection of pens. And then up here is stuff like my what's it called? Camellia oil for blocks, some eye drops, stuff like that. That's just like an easy. This one doesn't really move; it stays there. This is where my brushes are for the moment. I think I want another. I want another box that I can store all my barons in. This is my current baron box. I got some barons in here. Couple Murasaki, one Honbaren, and this is one that I borrowed from Tsushima-san in Ome. There was a whole stack of different barons in Ome, and there was one that wasn't being used in Ome, so we're not sure what the coil is on this one. I think it's maybe a 12 fine, but we won't know until it needs resheathing. But the wrap on it is quite nice at the moment, so we'll wait for it to wear down and then we can find out what it is. It's quite a flat one though. There's a bit of an odd shape to this one. It's quite curved on the back. Anyway, we'll be doing some testing with that. Let's see what's the chat saying. Are you able to stand straight without hitting your head? I will show you. I will move the camera in a minute and we'll have a look at that. And then down here I've got some papers. This is for my colour separation, small sheets. And then this is for little test prints. This is Kikai Masa. So I've got a bunch of different papers here at the moment. In the cupboard, we have a few more tansu. If I move this camera like this a little bit, you can see I've got a few more stuff there. This is all packaging materials and stuff for doing packing. So I've got a cutter and stuff like that. Up top, there are some prints, and then these messy files here. These messy files here. I keep a folder every time I do a new project like this. So whenever I do a project, I've always got a couple of test prints and the colour separation sheets, and I keep them for all the projects I do. The little drawer things, I'm like kind of obsessed with them, and I'm having a little moment where I've been on Mercari and Yahoo auctions and I'm collecting a bunch of them. They're really, really useful. There's so much room on the floor for activities that I can just move things around and I can make different setups. Yeah. The inside there, what I had before was just chaos. So getting those boxes in there is going to really save me a lot. Up here, you can see I've started doing my pigment collections. I did a big pigment shop one day. I went to Mokankan, talked to the printers there. Some of them are from Mokankan, some of them are from the shop. You need always one good bright yellow. We can do a more detailed explanations about the pigments another day, but for now I've got 10. I've got 4 blues, 4 reds actually. 4 blues, 4 reds, titanium, and a yellow. We can do them in more detail at some other point. I want to show you my printing bench. What else? This is my little wreath. I'm going to do seasonal stuff for the stream. This is the New Year decoration. What else have we got? What else is interesting? if we turn this camera like this and look down, we can have a look at the shelving unit. So when I'm printing, I need a box that I can put all my pigments on, put my brushes. So this is going to be my pigment brush, and that will go next to my carving bench. Over here, what can you see? This is the camera setup. We're having a look behind. Jesus. If I can... Wait a second. Here we go. Oh, we're footloose and fancy free, people. Be careful. Just unwrap this wire. How are we doing? Close up. What do I need to show you? Yeah, down here I've got my computer stuff. There is a switch there. Once a week I play Rocket League with my friend, and I was waking the baby up, and so I had to be moved in here. I haven't played in months, and we had our first session the other day. Under here, this is cable stuff at the moment, needs to be organised. I've got all my wood blocks. The one on the far left there, that's the block set for the samurai print. This one here is the block set for the bonsai. And then these are various projects I'm working on. That's about it. I got my speakers. Let me move this camera a little bit higher now. Sorry, people. Sorry for all the shaking. Let me screw you down. I get a good look at the table here. Oh, we're a bit going to skew it. Sorry for this. It was always going to be a bit shaky, wasn't it? Okay. So when I'm printing, I move my table back. I move my table back, and that now becomes the instack for my paper. So when I'm printing, I take it off here. I'll read the chat after. So when I'm printing, I take the paper off here and I put it onto my carving bench. Was it Afstop who sent me an idea to sort of copy the printing tables that Mohankan has? They have things on slides. So underneath, you can see that there is an extra sheet of plywood here, which sits on railings. So my table moves back and forth. It's not going to go side to side when I'm doing barren. Oh, I'd break ends in 6 seconds, Jesus. So yeah, this is my printing bench. And actually in front here, I have a little tray and it fits all my little pots. All the pigments go in here. And then I can also carve with this just left in place. And yeah, I don't think there's much else to show you. Let me pull you back forward. Sorry, shake, shake, shake. Up, up, up. Not too bad. Thank you for the tour. Also, these two things that I'm sitting on, these come up and all my wood blocks and everything are stored underneath. On the shelving units, I told you I can just point the camera up a little bit like this. You can see that I've done cut-ins. I have a shelving unit going around the whole room. And I made these cut-ins. So without the cut-ins, definitely, I'm banging my head on this every time. With the step, I cut it back 15. So I come in and I never bump my head. I haven't bumped my head yet. Yeah, the initial plan was actually to have it going all the way around the room, but I stopped short because there's a bunch of like extractor fans and AC units, and it would have been a nightmare. And my hands were tired, and I was tired, and I was done, and I didn't want to wax anything else. It was a lot of work waxing. So you can stand with a bit of clearance from the ceiling. Yeah, yeah. In the centre, there's a light on the roof as well, which comes down quite a bit, and I'm clearing that as well. The only issue is I'll need to get better cables. My pendant light here, the switch for the pendant light is like 1.5 meters down the cord, and so the switch is now on the roof, which is a bit annoying. Nice framed grey wave. It looks good from a distance. Up close, it's actually a really, really poor, poor print. I guess it's fine. It's average. The prints on the wall, these are all look good from a distance. Don't look up too close. That's why they're on the wall. My nice prints, I keep them in the shelves, in the cupboard. Is that a raised floor? Yeah, the whole floor is raised. I can point. Oh, you can see the steps there. The whole floor is raised, and then I'm sitting in a square. I'm very happy with it. It's the antique mahogany flooring is great. The waxing was a lot, but it was definitely well worth it. Very zen. I don't know, it's a bit cluttered to be zen. I've got lots of stuff. It's somewhere between maximalism and minimalism. But it's a very functional space. I didn't show you one last brush. A very important brush. I got myself a mise bucket. This is for moistening and dampening papers. And these are actually the same buckets. I got these on Kapabachi. There's a street not so far from Mokankan where they sell lots of like tableware and pots and knife shops and stuff like that. And I went looking because I knew they would have bought it on Kapabashi. So I walked up and down looking in a few shops for the same enamel buckets they use for their water. All the printers' bench has one of these in Mokankan. So I got myself the same. So stay tuned and keep an eagle eye out because there may be extra. This whole back wall might be filled with these little drawers at some point. So hopefully no more delays in the stream. Let me have a look and see if I've missed any important chats when I was doing. For some reason, the printing table looks low and you'll be hunched over more. The key, the goal with the printing table is actually to be sitting up straight so you can lean your body into it, so you can do it more with the straight arm. So actually my posture will be much better printing. Placing it in the table, I'll lean over a little bit like that. And then actually printing, I'm up like this, hand on the table. So it's actually a very ergonomic position. I'm quite happy with the height of it. It's just enough clearance for my legs. Like, basically, if I bend my knees too much or I move my legs in, it touches. It's only like 16 centimeters high. It's a little bit narrower. The whole table is a little bit narrower than the Mokankan one. They have a slightly larger one, but I wanted mine to be able to stay permanently under my carving bench. Now that's cool. That. I think we're okay. Yeah, let's see if we can do a raid. If you've got any suggestions, throw them in the chat. Anyone following? Same category. J Rensler and Not Busher on Knife, no. Which one would you prefer, J Rensler or Not Busher? Where should we go today? I feel like I always send you guys to the same streamers. But they are always live on the days I'm live. Thanks for showing up today. I'm sorry it's been a little bit hit and miss with the schedule recently. We'll try and do better in the new year. And we will try and do some... We'll try and do some printing streams as well. Let me get a little bit to sort of set the studio up and feel comfortable here. And I don't want to be doing my first printing session live, but maybe from the second or third or something, we can do some nice printing sessions. Let's go to a small... okay, let's just go with your suggestions. Let's see. Let's go here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a lovely New Year's. Have a glass of mulled wine on me. I'm a little bit addicted to this stuff. And I will see you in 2026. It's been fun. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera now. I think it will mean that my videos in the future will be a little bit better. I'll be a little bit less awkward speaking in front of the camera. So this has been good, and I have fun doing these things, and I want to do them more, and I want to try and do some more segments and more interesting stuff next year, so stay tuned. I'm very happy that people are actually interested in what I'm doing here, so thank you all so much. Enjoy your time with Not Brush. I'll see you all next year. Arigatou gozaimasu. Bye bye.